y'all, it's my review for The Real Housewives of Dubai, episode 2. Sorry for the late review. I watched this a few days ago and not much happened, I think. I think most of the drama happened towards the end, but then they also changed the night. I thought it was gonna be Sunday nights and it's Tuesday nights now. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess, it's good they have their own evening, but can they hold up? I don't know. Again, this is a make or break season for this show, so if it doesn't do well, it's gonna be on the chopping block. The ratings for the last episode, I believe it was 333,000, a little bit lower than the Sunday night premiere. They may have made a mistake because this franchise needs a lead-in. Anywho, we open up the episode, we're with Talene, and we're just seeing her home life. We meet her husband. She has 2 kids under the age of 4. We get a little background, and her husband got the coin. I guess he's a contractor, or him and his family have a long legacy of building a lot of expensive property in Dubai. So yeah, when she met that man in the States and dropped that music career, I get it, sis. We see Sarah coming over to visit, and they're also waiting on Brooks too. They mention how Brooks is always late and asking, is she Arab? I'm like, y'all do know there's such a thing as CP time. I guess they can't say that. Side note, we're only 3 minutes in the episode, and Talena's mentioned that she's Armenian at least 8 times. So as they're talking, it looks like Talene wants to set Sarah up with somebody, since she seems to know her type or whatever. I don't know, that never works out. When someone tells me, Chris, I got a good guy for you, and it never turns out to be a guy I'm attracted to. It always turns out to be a gay friend of theirs, and they think, oh, well, he's gay, and he's gay, they must like each other. Doesn't work like that. Oh, Sarah's my age. That's cool. I guess, since she has kind of like an old soul and she just carries herself really maturely, I thought she was like early 40s. I would have gave her 42 or 43 or something like that. And she looks good for her age, but she's my age. So Brooks finally arrived. They're having the kiki. Oh my God. The view from Talene's balcony. Oh my God. I guess they live on a palm, which is a luxury area, and she said her husband helped build properties on there. I don't know, is it just me, or Brooks is a little intense in this scene? They're talking about the friend group, and clearly she does not see it for Stansberry. Speaking of which, we have the rest of the cast meeting up for a kiki. Stansberry, Lisa, surprisingly, and Ayan. Geez, is the group divided already? And here come Ayan, who definitely had to serve a look, and she got those white gloves on from the last episode. Lisa clocks it immediately. She's like, oh, gloves again. So this group is just talking about the brunch from the last episode. We're back with the other ladies, and Sarah's talking about her fight with Ayan. We cut to her confession, and she's still trying to explain the whole victim argument. She's saying that every time Ayan does something bad, she tries to go back and says, oh, well, I was traumatized. Kind of like what Ramona did. Whenever she came after somebody or did something really rude and mean, she would go back to, oh, well, I was raised in an abusive household. And I get what Sarah was trying to say, but I don't think she explained it well to Ayan in that moment. So then they move on to that petty situation between Talene and Stansberry, brought up by Brooks, saying that when she fell, surgeon said he saw your vagina, blah, blah, blah. Talene's saying, they talked it out, she's over it, I made a joke about it. But Brooke, she's like, no, that's not okay. I'm like, if she's gotten over it, why are you still mad about it? And the other ladies are talking about it. Stansberry said it was just a joke. And then Lisa brings up in her confessional that Brooks tends to start mess and stretch the truth. And production has receipts. I think she was the reason that Ayan and Stansberry were beefing in the first place. Yeah, I might have to agree with Stansberry. Brooks might have it out for her because this is the second time she's thrown her under the bus. Because it almost seems like she wants Talene to be mad at Stansberry, but she's not anymore. She's over it. Brooks is still going off at the table. She is a wife and a mother. How dare her? She's just changing the whole energy at the table, and Sarah and Talene's looking at her like, girl, calm down. They don't want to say anything. Brooks seemed like the type of friend that would go off on you if you disagree with them. They do not like to be challenged, We all have friends like that. Yeah, Sarah just told her gently to chill because you're gonna be like her. You keep talking about her like this. Next scene, we're with Ayan at a photo shoot for her makeup brand, Ayan Beauty. Now, segments like this on a Housewives show, it just feels like a long promo. But we'll see if there's anything worth mentioning in this scene. Because if not, fast forward. Okay, so there's one funny scene because I think her husband is her business advisor and he's trying to talk to her about the brand and revenue and, profits, and it's just going in one ear throughout the other. This is no shade, but Ayan has Teresa Giudice type qualities. Like in her first and second season, when she was like, not a lovable oaf, but a oaf is such a bad word. And I can't say bimbo either, but y'all know what I mean. And here we go with the classic scene of a housewife telling her husband about her beef with another woman. The husband tries his best to seem like he gives a shit. Because all they can do is just nod their head, like, The gist of what she's saying, though, is she feels bad for some of the things she said to Sarah. One of them being that she has a dark soul or no soul. So now she wants to just write her a letter because she feels like she can communicate better that way. So next scene, we're at Lisa's house. She's with her family. Her and her husband, they are a good-looking couple. They're a very sexy couple. Look, I'd watch. The conversation they're having is Lisa misses her mom, and a goal of hers is to get her mom to move to Dubai. I don't think her husband is completely on board with this idea, but being that she moved to Dubai for him, he should be more than supportive. Alright, so next scene, Ayan and Sarah are meeting up together to hash things out. Ooh, Ayan looks good in this wig and this outfit she got on. So chic. She is giving looks every episode. It's one of the things to look forward to while watching this franchise. You know what's funny? I saw this episode already, but I don't remember this scene. I guess I was just checked out on my phone. Usually when it's not an interesting episode, I kind of just veer off. So the conversation starts out cordial. Ayan does apologize for the things she said at the brunch. She said she wrote her a letter. Now, I thought, it was going to be like something formal in an envelope, just hand it to her to read on her own time. No, it looks like she wrote something in like a composition notebook and ripped it out, and now she's reading it to her like a fourth grader at the table. Oh my God, so we get a flashback of her husband helping her write this letter while she's at the photo shoot for her brand. After hearing that elementary letter, Sarah apologizes to Ayan as well and even hands her a trinket symbolizing peace between them. So it seemed like they moved on, and that's great. So now they're talking about the issue between Brooks and Stansberry. And Ayan has Stansberry back, saying that Brooks is messy. She has a history of it. Sarah's defending Brooks, saying she's a good person. Ayan's like, no, she's not. And speaking of Brooks, next scene we're with her at the glass house. She's talking to her staff, and she finds out that there's another maintenance issue, like something's leaking. I'm starting to think because they built this place so fast, maybe they cut corners, and that's why they're seeing so many of these issues arising. So we found out that the next event is going to be hosted by Talene. She's having a little family get together and inviting all the ladies. She's letting Brooks know that she's inviting Stansberry, and Brooks is like, why? She was so nasty to you. And I'm just like, again, if Talene is over it, what is the beef? Because now it seems like it's something personal between you and Stansberry, and y'all need to figure that out. Brooks is falling into that housewives trap of bringing a friend on and trying to treat them like a minion and try to persuade them in how they move around the group instead of forming their own opinions and establishing friendships. Sorry, y'all, I'm eating my lunch while I'm doing this, but not Brooks trying to call somebody super teethy. Now, girl, we gotta be real. I can see your veneers from a mile away when you smiling. To come for Stansberry teeth, you throwing stones in a glass house. So next scene is the day of Talene's party. She's just setting things up. We found out that everyone's going except for Lisa because her mom is coming in town. We cut to Lisa meeting her mom at the airport, and this is so cute. She has her boys holding up this sign saying, "Welcome, Grandma." Just so precious. So then we cut to some of the ladies getting ready for Talene's party, and we're with Stansberry first, and she's with her boy toy, Sergio. We found out that she'll be gone for 7 days with her daughter to look at colleges in the States. Her ex-husband is going with them too. And I think her daughter said that she doesn't want Sergio to come. She just wants, her parents to. And as Stansberry's telling Sergio this, he's like a puppy. He's just like, why can't I come? Like I said from the first episode, there's not been one scene where he has not been in it with her. It's very strange and obsessive, and he seems jealous. Yeah, I can't stand him. He's a needy, whiny little bitch boy. Next scene, we're at Talene's party. All the ladies are arriving. When Stansberry enters, the look on Brooke's face, she has the biggest look of disgust on her face, and she walks in the other direction. Why does she hate her so much? I get it, Stansberry's annoying as fuck, but damn. Was it when they were on hiatus? Caroline and all of them were good Judies. They were trying to ice Lisa and Ayan out the group. Pepperidge Farm remembers. We cut to her confessional, and it seems like she's mad at her own friend Talene for being nice to Stansberry. So then Brooks begrudgingly goes over and says hello to Sergio and Stansberry. So it's a group of them now, and then she tells Talene, "I hope you waxed your vagina this time." It's so crude, and now you're just as bad as you accused Stansberry of being. That came off very nasty and uncalled for, and Brooks, I'm sorry, I'm side-eyeing you. Sarah then tries to talk to Brooks privately and be like, stop, chill out. Sarah's trying to be a good friend because clearly Brooks is doing the most. I'm starting to think, is Brooks drunk? Then we cut to Sarah's confessional, and I think this is the second person saying maybe Brooks is stressed out from work. Yeah, I agree with Ayan, and she's talking to Stansberry. I'm confused because they were really close, even when Ayan and her were beefing. Damn, Brooks, you got me on Stansberry's side? That really mean you doing the most. So a little later in the party, we're with Sarah, Talene, and Brooks. And Talene takes this opportunity to introduce Sarah to one of her friends. Now, I'm thinking she had a sexy Armenian man for her. This man is not on Sarah's level. And low-key, he's given "Where Were You January 6th?" Sarah is not feeling this guy for good reason. He's just not attractive. And she even flags Sergio over to help save her. So wait, I see Sarah talking to him in another language. Maybe he is Armenian and just white passing? I don't know. Either way, he ain't attractive. Oh my God. So a little later in the party, Brooks is now being fake, putting her arm around Stansberry, offering her a shot as an olive branch. She's clearly drunk. Brooks, this isn't a good look for you. And then to make it worse, she's passive aggressive with her, "Oh, I love you even though you were a bitch to me." Stansberry doesn't know what to do. So Sarah ushers them outside and leaves them both to talk amongst each other. So the conversation starts out with Brooks telling Stansberry that "I'm upset with you." Stansberry's like, "No shit. You're telling Talene that, I didn't like her." And then Brooks is like, "I didn't say that." Girl, you're the main reason Talene knows what Stansberry said. So then she gets up and tries to get Talene. "Oh, I didn't say Caroline didn't like you." You definitely did and insinuated that. And at least Talene stands her ground and says, "Well, you told me she's not the biggest fan of me." Brooks then says, "Well, Caroline was the one who said your pussy hole was showing." There she go again. "Ma'am, your scheme didn't work. You were caught red-handed for trying to start some shit." Brooks isn't making any sense. She has these two women on each side of her saying, "We're over it. What is your issue?" And then Brooks has the audacity to tell Talene to let it go. Yet she's wasted. Lord, and here go the boy toy, worried about his sugar mama, because he can't leave her 5 seconds by herself. So now the rest of the ladies and Sergio go outside. I really don't like how Brooks is trying to intimidate people around her for not agreeing with her and saying that, "No, you're the problem right now." She has a really nasty attitude. I think she should stop drinking. So now it looks like Brooks is going back and forth with her own friend, Talene. So the credits are rolling now. Stansberry's had enough. She gets up to walk away. We then hear Brooke says she's walking away because she's a dumb. It seemed like she said, see you next Tuesday from the looks of the ladies' faces. We cut to Talene's confessional and she's making excuses for Brooke, saying that she's just really stressed at the moment. Maybe she's overworked from running a glass house. That's still no excuse. Just how they say it's not an excuse for Ayan to be mean because of what she endured in her childhood. So it goes both ways. Anywho, the last words we hear in this episode is, this is more than my vagina. And that's where it ends. This was an alright episode, even though that I'm kind of nervous for this franchise because they need to be, hitting out the park every week. This episode probably wouldn't get a new viewer to watch the next week. Like, they will probably watch it when they get to it. Kind of how I'm feeling about the new season of All Stars now. Like, it's not must-see television. It's just like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. Much like this. But y'all let me know whose side y'all on. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.